Beyond the Veil, Navigating the Great Awakening, a special series on Survivor Angels.
It's time for Survivor Angels, an approach to strengthen trauma survivors. Here, you can escape what draws negativity and engage your positive abilities and the gifts that you've always had. Let's activate your angels. And to help you on that journey, here's Chaplain Jody.
Jen and I are having way too much fun because we are recording this podcast from Savannah, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we've been bopping around here for a couple of days now, and we still have a couple more to go, but we wanted to do this podcast because from here, I should say, Savannah is one of those places that has many, many layers of life. Is that a good way to put it?
Absolutely. History, life, just the rush and hustle and bustle of everybody's energy, excited to be here. It's a nice mix of energy to pick up and see what's going to happen for this month.
Mm-hmm.
I really think so.
Yes. Because we've both been running around Savannah, we kind of had to do our downloads a little differently, which is interesting when you get woken up at about 2 a.m. and angels are going, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this, right?
You know, I told mine I am off duty with all the crazy stuff and visiting the mansions and walking the squares and feeling all the energies of the past. It's like, no, let me sleep, let me be fresh for this and go from there.
Right.
Poor thing.
Well, I'll survive. I've survived worse. You know, what you just said is a great lead into what we're going to talk about, because basically for April 2026, we're going to have a lot of our illusions just busted. And coming to a place like Savannah, you think you know what things are about, and then you start hearing the real history from the real people and realize that's not necessarily what I learned. And so that's the way April's going to be, don't you think?
I think it is. We have the last sign coming up for the astrological year, and that is the end of the completion of a cycle. And so when we have that, it's like you're going to get that rush to hurry up and finish, be done with things that no longer serve you. And so there's going to be an amp up, especially right after the full moon, which is, I think, is on the 1st or 2nd, that you're going to feel this anticipation, like an urgency to complete missions, to complete cleaning out your closet, complete jobs, tasks, relationships in this phase. And it's specifically urging you to do this so that we can start the new decade, new year off on the right foot.
Angels kept giving me last night the word disruption.
Oh, yeah.
That this is going to feel like a disruption. But then they kept saying, not punishment. That this is not punishment. This is a good thing that's going to happen.
Absolutely. I think it's just the urgency that your soul is calling to you to, this is the time, this is the open window, this is the door to move forward. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those where you're hemming and hawing and, you know, especially with people awakening and opening up, this is going to blow that door right off, to where you're going to start seeing things differently. You're going to understand things better. There's going to be a lot more clarity. There's going to be more truth out there where it's just going to smack you in the face, where you're just going to have to like kind of step back and go, at least if you're developing, okay, what does this mean? Where am I going with this? How am I processing this? Because this is not how I thought it was.
This is going to be a true test of discernment for people.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're going to have to pull out all your spidey discernment skills and tools, because you're going to have to do some deeper thinking and even feeling, because it is going to be kind of like a major twist.
It is, but it's like the light switch going on, right? Mm-hmm. You have to get ready to flick it first, right? And you have to make that conscious decision to hit that knob. That's what's going to happen. This is the great reset month. And I think this month is what propels us for the rest of the year, which is a lot more prosperity, a lot more fun. I mean, I'm seeing like this summertime is going to be wonderful, but you got to get through this month. You have to get through the month. You have to make the conscious decision to turn on the light. You have to, definitely think this month about what you want to achieve, what energy you're feeling, and then move forward with that. So,
Yes. In the discernment, you need to trust
oh yeah,
what you're getting.
yeah,
So this is no time to be mamby-pamby, ooh and ah, oh gee, what do I do? No, this is a time, do it.
yeah,
Trust what you're getting.
yeah. And let me just put it this way: don't let your opportunity pass, because this is also karmic. This is the end of a karmic cycle. And what you don't want to do is, well, him and Haas stay on the fence, and I'm not going to make a decision until later. You may have just lost your opportunity until another opportunity of energy and everything else helps guide you along. So let's not make those decisions. Let's not make a decision out of fear and out of uncomfortableness, because you will get something uncomfortable. We could always gravitate to what's familiar.
Yes.
And so it's so easy to make these decisions. Well, this is what I've always done. No, no. Learning is new. New tasks bring on growth. And what we want to do is we want to grow through the cycle. We want to push our boundary of uncomfortability so that we can grow even further and then go, oh my gosh, I should have done this a whole long time ago, right?
Right.
And so that's what this energy of this month is specifically calling us to do.
We're recording this at the end of March. We're not quite to April here yet. And with that new moon coming in, bam, right at the first of the month. This is a perfect transition time these next few days right now to just go back and think about some of the tougher things that you survived in your life. Maybe it was a loss of a relationship. Maybe it was a change in career that you just weren't sure about, but then after you did it, because you trusted, it's like, why didn't I think of this sooner? Think about lessons learned, because that's what growth is about. It's about crossing those thresholds, moving forward through those thresholds, and then assessing, how did I grow from that? What did I learn from that? This is going to be a big one, like Jen said, because this is going to be opportunity-based big time.
Right.
So you do the discernment to find your clarity, get going on that, and then trust that piece, and then take that step forward.
Right. And I think that's like one of the biggest things that people don't trust themselves enough.
No.
People always question, well, am I really feeling that? They let this and they let this interfere. What is your gut telling you? Always go with your gut, because your gut is your safety center. It will always tell you the truth, whereas these two want to lie to you and just say, well, let's give them a chance. Oh, let's trust this business opportunity. Right now, no. What is your gut telling you? If it's making your tummy churn and go, something doesn't feel right, believe it, right? Because this is a shift of not only financial opportunities, it's about business opportunities. It's about necessary relationships. And I say that specifically and purposefully, because are you going into a business venture? Are you going to buy a new house? Is this person right for me and my friend group? Or are they not? Should I take this chance and opportunity of a job, or am I going to take that trip? Right?
Right.
There are so many different opportunities that we have daily that we don't even think about our opportunities. But every day we have something that hits us and we make choices on. And those are the things that I'm telling you, like once a day, kind of sit back and go, oh, why do I feel the need to do this? Why do I not feel the need to do this? Understand that the energies are either going to help you propel forward or they're going to hold you back for a reason. Just make sure the reason is the right reason, right? And trust in that. Not based in fear.
Right.
We can't do any decisions based in fear.
No. Relationships is a big thing
Big
for
one
all
this
of
month.
us, because we have all been split so far apart for various reasons.
Yep.
And the reasons are different with everybody. And I'm guilty of this in that I, for a while, was preaching, step away from that relationship that isn't serving you. Step away from that relationship that's been negative for you. I have been reading up on this. Now, I am not a mental health professional. I am a counselor, but I am not a mental health professional. I'm also a life coach. This goes more to the mental health piece. What I'm about to tell you is what the professionals are saying is the worst thing you can do is to step away from those relationships permanently. It's okay to distance for a short time just to give yourself time to breathe. However, to not go back and bring closure to the part that's negative is not going to serve you at all. In fact, it will only continue to eat at you and eat at you and eat at you. And so what they recommend, this is the mental health professionals, is that you schedule a time for a sit-down conversation. If you can do it face-to-face, great. If because you're in different cities, you need to do it, phone would be okay, but if you can do it on a video call,
Oh, yeah.
that's better, so you can read the other person's expressions. And you have to remember, this is two parties involved. They're dealing with it and you're dealing with it. And to just say, I'm done, it's selfish. That's what the professionals say. And you will always feel that little sense of guilt that
Right.
you didn't do more to, I don't want to say fix it, but to bring it to some common ground.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not about, oh, I'm having a problem and I'm going to break it off because you're not good for me. Well, maybe that's true. Who knows? But this is a breakthrough month. I keep hearing breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And any time we have to learn something, most of the time it's struggle, right? So you may be thrown into a relationship where you have to struggle. Now, are you going to learn something from it about yourself?
Yes.
Are you going to learn something about it from the other person? Is it struggle just to hit your head against the wall, or is it struggle to make you grow? Those are the things you have to learn. So that's not only talking with kids going to college or friends or husband-wife stuff or business stuff. They're all relationships, just different types. But this is a breakthrough month for you to discern if this is right for me, right? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we have to step back and learn lessons so that things can grow together, right? So it's not always the other person. Sometimes we need to take our own personal accountability, right? And
Absolutely.
say, where am I falling short?
Mm-hmm.
Or where do they need to grow? Or can we grow together? Or is this a time like, bye, have a great life, you
Right.
know? And there's nothing wrong with that. Just really understand that this is the growth period.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep telling me a shift towards opportunities and like a rebirth. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with others.
Yeah, I know when I would do marriage counseling or relationship counseling with couples, it was always finger pointing. Well, you, and it's like there is never in a relationship a 100% fault on one side.
No.
Never.
No.
Even if it's 95-5,
Yeah.
you still have a piece of whatever happened in it. And you need to face that as much as the person with the 95%.
Absolutely.
And you might find out that you had more than 5% because your little ego is just protecting your psyche going, oh, well, no, you weren't the one. Well,
Right.
You know what? Excuse my language. I'm going to cry bullshit on that because it is not true. Because we are all human and we all have faults and we all are
Absolutely.
going to act on those faults when we're put in those situations where it's like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the good guy here. No, you had something to do with it. I don't know what. You have to figure that out. And that's where you need to have these conversations. And so I always say, call in your angels in light and love. Say the words out loud. In light and love, I want to have this conversation with you. So that takes some of that darkness out of the conversation.
Absolutely.
And it brings in the light and the love piece because I can't say this enough. At the core of all of us, we are loved. That's who we are. When we are remembering ourselves, that's the piece we have to remember.
Yeah.
But in our humanness, we have a tendency to step away from it because we think that will serve us better. Well, in reality, it doesn't serve us better if we don't come back to it. Like Jen said, that doesn't mean you won't walk away after the conversation, but you will at least have attempted to salvage what may need to be salvaged.
Yeah, and I think any time that we're making a tough decision, especially personal relationship, whether it's with your child or your husband or boyfriend or whatever the case may be, we have to step out of our ego. We have to put that aside because ego blinds us. Ego, am I going to get hurt? Or you're a narcissist or whatever the case may be. And they may be a narcissist, but we have to check our own feelings of how that is traumatizing us, what our reaction to that trauma is, and are we making the decisions based on the trauma? So I always say, how does this make you feel? Is it substantiated and warranted? Or are you reacting from a childhood issue? Are you reacting from a relationship that didn't work before this one?
Right.
And so we all have triggers, and triggers hold us back because they're based in fear, and our egos. Try not to do anything ego-based this month.
Right.
Because ego serves one thing and one thing only, me.
It's not bad to have an ego.
No.
But you can't let it rule you, control you. That's when you get in trouble, and that's when you're walking on the dark side of things.
Yeah.
You mentioned, now I forgot. Okay, no, you'd mentioned the truth part earlier.
Yeah.
You have to be truthful with yourself. Not just about the other person going, well, they did this and it made me feel this way. Well, what did you do to cause that reaction in them? And a really good way, if you want to do some prep work before you have this conversation, sit down and journal and go, what is it? Who is it? Why is it?
Yep.
And you've heard me say the 5 whys before, so you get the first why. Well, it was because I wanted to do this. They decided to do this. And that was the why. Well, take the next step down. Why did you want to do this? Why did they want to do this? Keep asking that why and journal it. Actually get it on paper so you can look at it and sit with it. Take that pause with it. So that then when you have the conversation, you've got a bit more of a reality check as to what's going on with you. And maybe even suggest to them that they do the same thing. I don't know, because every relationship is different. So I can't say if, the other person that you're going to have this conversation with, if that will be a thing for them to do or not. They might think journaling is one of those woo-woo things. And they'll just go, oh, yeah, no, not going to do that.
I just think with the energy of this month specifically, communication is going to be key.
Yep.
Communication. Watch your communication, especially with the energy amp up. You're going to go, and then you're going to hit a wall midpoint through the month. So just know that you may have to rein back a little bit around, 12th, 13th-ish, 14th maybe? Okay. 14th, I'm hearing. And we do have a new moon, which is also helping in the process, which is like, get all your crystals, charge, recharge, refresh for the new moon energy, because this is all going to be very erratic up until that point, and then you get smacked at the wall of the energy of the new moon. And just keep that in mind when we're discussing and talking and communicating with others. This is a get it done month.
Yep.
So if you're sitting on the fence about cleaning your house or doing a new garden project or, planning a trip, use the energy of this month up until the mid-month, because that will help propel you get things done.
Mm-hmm. Because the ultimate goal for this month is alignment.
Yeah.
Your universal alignment. And if you're out of alignment with the people in your life, or what you maybe consider the people in your past life, No, because everybody comes into your life for a reason, and that's for you to learn and grow. So you've got to get straight with that thing that you keep avoiding because you think it's all done. It's not done until you've done that final piece of either trying to reconcile or to grow and learn from it by having the conversation, because the alignment is key in April.
Yeah, there's other stuff going on, obviously worldwide. I know that water, so obviously the Strait of Hormuz, we've been talking about that. Everything's not going to be great, especially like until mid-month. Mid-month, there's going to be conflict. So I don't know if it's we're doing good, ships are passing, and then bam, oil again. So I keep feeling oil and water. So obviously that's an issue. Just, bide your time. Things will get better. Give it a month. We won't even be talking about this. And then, so I think,
Oh, what are you getting? Jen's getting a download here.
sorry, I start hearing people on the other side. There's going to be something political, not good. Top leader type of thing. Just keep I'm not going to say,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, but just know that politically something bad might happen with a leader.
Okay.
And so we'll go with that. I'm also feeling okay, the end of the month, everything will clear up. You're going to hear things. I keep hearing like religion, the truth in religion.
Yes.
I'm hearing truth in that. And I think there's AI stuff going to happen this month coming up. So we're in March right now. For April, I don't know if it's a breakthrough in AI or I'm not a techie person, but it is like the tech thing going on. So I don't know if you have stocks in tech. I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't play one on TV.
Right.
But this is something that if you have stocks, just be prepared. There's going to be like new information where it might be an opportunity for investment to make some money, that kind of thing. But AI is going to start amping from April on. New innovation. That's all I keep hearing. New innovation. So whatever this is in AI, it's going to start in April.
Okay, and you just triggered what Angels downloaded with
Oh,
me
good.
last night on the religion side.
Okay.
A lot of people have walked away from any type of a belief system.
Yeah.
That's okay. I walked away at one point too. We all do it because we're human, and we start questioning things because we're human.
Right.
There is going to be a deepening of spiritual beliefs, and that is a good thing. People are going to start asking questions. That's a good thing. Have the conversations. Don't put a wall up, though. Keep yourself open to be receptive.
Right.
Because that's another growth pattern. That's another piece of the discernment of April. And so I want to say, have fun with it. Just be like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way.
Right.
And
I think there's so much more commonality with a religion than, I think more people are on I'm the more spiritual, I'm the more faithful, and that's amazing.
yes.
Everybody has their own, right? I was raised a certain way, Jody was raised a certain way, but then we formulate our opinions based on our knowledge, our experiences.
Right.
Just roll with it. Having something other than yourself, right? Believing in something bigger, believing in purpose, right? We are all in purpose, in purpose to serve others in a way, right? So I think, knowing that the Bibles have gone up and people are going first time back to church, amazing. And I think just having that kind of gratitude in our lives will help communication in this world, right? Even if we don't agree politically or otherwise. I think just this month energy will help us to be more open, to be more introspective. And even if we don't agree, we can agree that we're humans, that we have humanity, and that we have a spiritual purpose. Fly with that, people. That'll just keep you happy and so grateful. And I just think that this is the month of shifts.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
And opening our eyes to seeing a new truth.
Right. And the other piece with the religion here is keep in mind, nobody has all the answers. Nobody is 100% right. And so as you're learning and growing in your faith, in your belief system, remember, you don't know it all. Neither does that person sitting across from you. So don't get into one of those snit conversations. I call them snits, where I know better than you because I've read more of the Bible or I've studied more of this. No, find out where the commonalities are. What are the messages that ring true across the board? And that's not just going to be in any specific religion, because there are commonalities through every religion, which also matches with cultures as well.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where we need to ultimately land, are the common truths, which then become the belief systems.
Absolutely. And you got to walk your own path. You got to make decisions for yourself. But I find that any time that I've questioned something, it's always a good step back. And then I take my faith and I listen to my guides, and that definitely helps discern my path and my way. And I always find that if I follow that path of energy, where I'm all right, check, 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 this is the right path, it's always served me. It's always when I'm like, well, I think I'm just going to do this, that I've always learned my worst lessons, always. So dig deep, especially people that we've had, go to some of Jody's events that are awakening up and feeling their own energy and understanding how that is. Trust your senses, trust your gut, trust your intuition. You guys have any questions, message to Jody. I need help with this. What angel should I tap on? She's more than happy to share all that information with you, especially this month. Whatever's heavy on your heart, just pray on it, meditate on it, sit with it. And definitely this is a month of reflection to help propel you on the right path for the rest of the year. Just remember, this is the first stepping stone. Right. So it might feel a little uncomfortable because you're not making decisions the normal way that you usually do, like just making a decision. Feel it. Feel how it feels to you on making that discernment and that decision at that time.
Take the pause.
Yes.
Take the pause and get a hold of Jen to do a reading with you. And she will help you with some of that discernment then, to get you some clarity also. And we'll have in the description for the podcast how to get a hold of both of us.
Yeah.
But that will help you too. And it will feel like you've got some support then too. But remember, you've always got the angels as support. 24/7, 365.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are times, where you just need to take that minute and just have a little chit chat, while you're sitting, waiting for the bus or waiting at a doctor's appointment. Best time. Time. They're always they're not in this far away, distant, where you can't reach them. They're like right next to you all the time. You just have to call on them and allow them into your life. They're there for you. They're your support system, so use them.
I love the sounds that we've had in the background, especially at the points where we've been talking. Go back and listen to this again and listen for what we were saying at a certain point where a big truck was just running through, or like now with the sirens. That's not coincidence. That's called pay attention.
Yeah, that's the red siren going, hey, trying to get your attention, listen to what they're saying. Yeah, nothing is by chance.
Right. So we wish you a great April. Have an absolutely phenomenal April. You're going to get through this. Jen and I are here. Contact us if you need. And so until next time, activate your angels.
Bye, guys.
Thanks again for joining Chaplain Jody on Survivor Angels. For more information, go to chaplainjody.me. That's chaplainjody.me. And on Facebook at Survivor Angels Chaplain Jody. This is Dave Schrader. Until next time, sending you off to activate your angels.